So I got this email from the Better Business Bureau last night, and it was a review. And we get reviews, we get positive and negative reviews all the time. You're just going to have that in business. And I got this one by a gentleman. His name was Tyson. I don't know him. I looked it up to see if he was a client or something. So he's not a client, but he had saw one of our free trainings that we offered in our income hacks, and he had a problem with it. And he said, that we're basically teaching people to post fake ads with fake names for the sole purposes of getting people to fill out surveys. And he felt like this was dishonest. And so I get that, understand where he's coming from. I can understand why he would even think that. But here's why he's wrong. And here's why a lot of people struggle with marketing. Because I think, like I said in chapter 17 in my book, You Are Worth More, The Value Magnet, I appreciate things like this. I appreciate what he said because it's a teachable moment for me. Two, it's a teachable moment maybe for others. Maybe it's something I need to change. I'm always looking for the negative more than I know it sounds weird, but I am. I'm looking more for, what do people that naturally disagree with me or have a different perspective, what's their viewpoint more than my own? Because I'm not going to learn anything from someone that thinks and looks and feels and sees and perceives just like I do. But people that are just completely different, it helps me as a marketer, as someone, as a coach, as a trainer. And so when I got this, I went and I reviewed, okay, what is he talking about? And then I went and looked and saw, what he was talking about. And I'll link it in this and if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll have to go to my site and I'll put the video under the blog post that I'm putting this on. But it's basically where, it's this one right here, just so you know, easy, low tech way of making $150 per day online with free tools. Because one of the things that I was trying to illustrate in this is even if you don't have all of the stuff of a landing page, opt-in forms, all of these different things, that there are ways if you have access to our RMP business at TW3, which is our referral marketing partners, you can make money. You don't have to be this techno wizard. Okay. And I was just illustrating a strategy, how Craigslist allows you to give things away, free postings. Now, I think in this particular one, they don't allow this type of marketing anymore. So, unfortunately, this is dated, because here again, I'm giving a static training in a dynamic, marketplace. So, sometimes things get dated. So be aware that, now that's a no-no. It's not an ethical problem. It's not a legal problem. It's just a policy issue with this particular company. But you can use other companies that don't have the same policy. So the strategy is still relevant, just not maybe on this particular platform. Nevertheless, I was showing how, this is a few years back, how I could give stuff away on Craigslist just by using a Google Gmail account and setting up a Craigslist account and having an RMP. And I was using this to illustrate to my members and people that was considering onboarding with us how, don't make it so complicated. I know when you get involved with, online marketing, you're getting a lot of stuff thrown at you. You're learning how to build blog pages and landing pages and opt-in forms and how to set those opt-in forms to redirects. You're learning how to put all of this together to build out what's called sales funnels and then making your own presentations, all of that stuff. It can become very overwhelming. So what I was trying to do is just, hey, let's just do a, two-thing strategy. If you can create a Craigslist ad and you can use Gmail, here's a way, just something to consider. Even if you don't do it exactly like this, just to get the creative juices flowing. Okay, so I went in and I showed, how there was a company we had in our RMP, a referral marketing package, that had a deal with Nintendo that had all these demo units, and they were giving them away for the express purposes of people just filling out a survey. You fill out a survey, they enter to win for filling that survey out. And at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're selling leads. This company is paying us to send them leads, but they're just not going to pay us directly. We got to sort of qualify it. So I was showing how you could use a free tool like Gmail to qualify the traffic. And so this guy took exception to this training, and he said, this company teaches you how to post fake ads with fake names for the sole intent of getting people to click to fill out a survey. Terry Wilson actually walks you through how to do this online video. He didn't say he just said so dishonest. So I get that. That was his impression. So here's my response. I said, hello, Tyson. I'm sorry to hear you feel our training is dishonest. I don't advocate, and I really don't. I don't advocate for anyone to try to deceive someone nor take advantage of anyone. I don't. You put me under sodium pentothal. I'm telling you, I kick people out of our membership when I find that they're doing things that would take advantage of people, that would deceive people or anything like that. So, however, posting an ad under a pseudonym is more for your safety, security, and branding purposes. And so when he saw that ad, he saw me put my name as, Jim Phillips or some just pseudonym. There's several reasons I do that on the front end of some ad. It's not just for branding, it's for security reasons, safety reasons. Listen, you would not believe the hate mail and email and crap I get just because I have a company under my own name, but I decided to do that because I wanted to show people when it comes down to me saying what I'm going to do, I personally stand behind it. But an ad piece out there, when I first engage someone, I might not put it under my name because, folks, there's crazy people in the world, and there's all kinds of reasons you just don't do that. And it doesn't deceive anyone. And I'm getting into why that's not even deceptive in this particular platform. But I go on to say, as an online marketer for over 20 plus years now, I can tell you putting your own name on marketing pieces may not be the safest and wisest thing for you to do. However, I also show in our membership training, and I do, how before any traffic created opts in, in other words, when you pull that traffic in that strategy I show, before they actually give up their name, email, and number, then you or the company you're representing has to give up everything. In other words, be transparent as they're giving information. Don't ever let someone opt into something where there's not transparency given. That's when it becomes deceptive. Okay. And that's where he sort of missed a very, very key feature here in the training I was showing. And I think if he would have gone back and really understood, he might not have, may not have the same impression. But so all information has to be conveyed before that opt-in. I think the training you're referencing is a free gaming system that one of our companies we're giving demo units away on. Before anyone gives up personal info like their own name, number, email, anything else, all of that information, before they can move forward, all details must be conveyed. This is all part of the qualifying process that our training goes through. So you as a marketer are conveying more and more information as the traffic you are creating is verified, number one, to be real, and number two, safe, because you just don't want to give your information out to anyone. And I go on to say emails exchanged through Craigslist, as illustrated in the training you're referencing, are not shown to either party. And that's true. When someone emails you through Craigslist, it comes from Craigslist exchange, and they're emailing someone they don't know. So those emails, both parties are still in this sort of, if you want to call it, I put a pseudonym up at just an ad piece, but if you want to call it whatever you want, but everybody needs to be playing a little coy right then because you don't know who the other party is. Okay. So you're sort of doing this little bit of a dance to make sure they're trying to figure out if you're real, you're trying to figure out if they're real. Okay. And safe. So emails exchanged through Craigslist, as illustrated in the training you're referencing, are not shown to either party for security purposes. I do appreciate your feedback and thoughts and wish our training didn't leave the impression with you that it did. And I really mean that. However, to be an effective marketer in an online world and to maintain a sustainable business like we've been so lucky to do over the last several years, let me tell you, you have to have a few things that are working inside your business and inside your campaigns at the same time. And you got to walk and chew gum a little bit in this business. You have to be compelling and provoking for an audience to engage, but at the same time, be completely forthright, clear, and concise before any decision is made. This is a complex dynamic that makes marketing either ineffective or undesirable for some who try it, but don't look past their first impressions and understanding. Again, thank you for your thoughts. And that's true. And that's why I wanted to put this piece out. So many times you're not going to be effective as a marketer if you're out there just saying, hey, you want to fill out this survey. That's not compelling. That's not provoking. That doesn't get people's attention. That doesn't want them to stop watching the game they're watching, scrolling through their news feed on Facebook. That doesn't do it. However, if you say, hey, I'm giving away free demo units of this, what is that? That sounds too good to be true. Let me click on it. They read a little bit more. I work with a company. We do this. Click here. Oh, that sounds reasonable. In other words, I'm unveiling a little bit more details that is based 100% totally in truth. They email a pseudo name. That's not to deceive. That's just to protect. And then they get an auto response. And then as they decide whether they're going to do anything else, move forward, give up a name or anything, then all of a sudden, here's the deal. We're collecting information. We work with this company. They ask us to take surveys. You fill out this survey. We will enter you to win. And so it's just all unfurled right there in front of them. And then they can just choose to decide whether to move forward or not. We haven't taken anything from anyone. No one's bought anything. No one's purchased anything. No one's, if at the most, they've lost 10 seconds of their day, depending on how long it took them to read some content. So I appreciate the feedback. I wanted to use this feedback just as a teachable moment because I think people would do wise and do better by themselves to just stop, drop, think, and consider. The good book says to judge not a matter before it's time. Well, when is it a time to judge a matter? When you have all the facts. And so I want to just lay that out there because I have thousands of members that are working in the public day to day, wanting to show people ways and strategies and how they can improve their life just through using some online marketing tools and getting involved maybe in a home-based business or by improving their own existing business by using these tools. And so one of the things you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to walk and chew gum. You got to be compelling. You got to be very thought-provoking and compelling and what you can do, but at the same time be telling the truth the whole time. As one person said, you got to be able to romance the truth in marketing. And that's what we do. And there's nothing wrong with it because at the end of the day, you're helping people. If you're doing it right, you're doing it effective. You're not doing it to deceive people. You're doing it to get their attention so that you can help them. Because I believe that campaign yielded several units for several people that got a free gaming system right before Christmas. That helped some people. And they didn't pay anything. No one paid anything that whole time. And the members that engaged in that, the people that engaged that, we showed how to do that, they made quite a bit of money right before Christmas. So everybody won. But, if you start throwing rocks at things you don't understand, you can talk yourself out of going to places and doing things that you really could do better by yourself if you would just stop and think about, how you're judging this matter before you get going. Thanks.